welcome to another episode here at Deep Mountain Security. Today I kind of want to go over a quick little update about the Sepctre and Meltdown patches, kind of off a spin-off of what happened earlier at the beginning of the month, in terms of the whole mess of patches and everything everyone was throwing out. So first off, I just want to say that a couple of places people have been, everyone's talking about, should I install it or should I not? And that's partially due to because it really does slow down systems, especially on older devices. If you're running Intel Core 2 Duos or older processors like those, or even older than that, you're going to notice significant differences. However, Intel came out today, and this is actually on their website. I'll post a link down below. But they came out and said they're actually retracting their patches due to the number of issues that they have been having with them and whatnot. HP's done the same thing, so HP issued a BIOS update that would allow you to be able to fix the firmware-specific problems. However, they've also retracted that and are now pushing out older versions of their BIOS for people to not use the new stuff. We've already heard about Microsoft's patches bricking AMD processors. So if you have an AMD processor, I specifically recommend you don't install it. And now some of you might be asking, does that leave me vulnerable? And, could somebody run this exploit on me? Theoretically, yes, someone could run the exploit on you. But, and if you read the actual technical details about how this works, honestly, it's crazy complex. Only, it's highly unlikely that anybody's going to try this on you in particular. If anybody ends up using this exploit, actually, it'll probably be on large corporate or government networks that they'll deploy it on, or a network in the which, they have a lot more profitability. Whereas you guys who, most likely, especially you home users, you're not going to find anybody that's trying to exploit this on you right away. Anyways, just because of the difficulty of it, they're really not going to be able to profit off of you. But large government corporations, other entities that might have a reason to become a target for groups and whatnot, you might be a little bit more at risk. But even then, it's such a difficult thing to implement. However, Intel has mentioned that they are coming out with new patches that they've kind of identified their stuff a little bit more, so they're going to have better stuff coming out. However, and a couple of things you can do to kind of figure out whether or not you've already installed the device. If you've noticed, if you think that it might have been installed, you're not really sure, but you might want to check just in case to see if it was installed or not, especially if you have an AMD device. You might want to install it. Even on Intel devices, you might not want to install it quite yet until, they perfect the patch and make it good. One of the ways that you can check, so this is going to be different depending on your device and whether you're using AMD or Intel, it's going to be slightly different. However, at least in Microsoft, you can actually go through Microsoft updates. And if we go into our updates, you can go view installed update history, and then right here, so here's the last updates that I have received, and you can actually go through and figure out what these are. So like I mentioned in a previous video that this KB and then a number, these are Microsoft patches and updates, and so you can that actually corresponds to a number online, so you can actually click on one and see what it goes to. So if we click on one and open it up in a web browser here, this will actually take us to the Microsoft support site, which is fantastic. And then you can read more in depth about your updates. And this is good for in general, if you want to know more about your updates or what your updates do. And, this is going to say all the different issues it addresses, what it's got in it, what it does, and what it changed, looks like this one's probably changing a registry key and doing a couple of other things. So that's just a really easy way to kind of take a look at that. But this patch also affected Apple devices and Android, iPhone, pretty much any device that has a processor in it essentially is affected in some way by Spectre or Meltdown. And if you want to get more detailed information on what Spectre and Meltdown are, and stay up to date on them or continue to, then you can actually visit this site here, meltdownattack.com, and I'll post a link again underneath the video, so you guys can go ahead and visit that. But this pretty much just covers, the basics of what it is and what it's actually doing, more about how side channel works, and kind of interesting stuff. However, I will say that if you get into the actual papers on these things, you're going to find that they're highly technical and fairly complex. Just reading through half the stuff, it's honestly cool stuff. And if this is what you're into and you really love processor architecture especially, then, go ahead and see how far you can work through this. But yeah, once again, I'll be posting links to these in the comments below. If you have a specific device and you're not sure whether or not it's installed and you want a little bit more in-depth information, let me know in the comments below and I'll see if I can help you out, since I don't have too many followers yet. But in light of that, don't forget to share my videos, don't forget to subscribe and like. It really does help in trying to help people understand more about security and how to keep themselves secure. I'd like to know more about what you guys would like to hear from me, and so that way I could tailor, my videos to you and what you want to do. If you want to do more Metasploit, then, we'll focus on that, and that'd honestly be a lot of fun. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said before, don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a great day.